Welcome to Her Voice. YFLO this year started with one very simple goal, that is women empowerment. And what better way to have women empowerment than to understand stories of women around us? And these are all women who are winners in life. With that, I welcome Pooja.
Thank you
Hi,
so much,
Pooja.
Neha.
Pooja, tell me, you've been in organizations like YFLO and you've been one of the founding members of YFLO Gujarat. And then right now you're at a global level with another organization. What really led you to this kind of field?
So I think it just happened very coincidentally. I was in Calcutta, I'm from there, and I was actually talking to my mother, and she was actually a president of YFLO in the Calcutta chapter, and she was organizing workshops and events, and I felt a lot of FOMO. And I told her, I said, why aren't we having things like this in Ahmedabad? And then, mom said something. She said, just stop cribbing and why don't you do something about it? I think that's when it started. And we got Ahmedabad chapter. We had people flown down. We had a entire, you know, like you have an initiation thing where people come and people talk about it. And a lot of people had misconception that it's an NGO, it's a business organization. It is a business organization, but that doesn't mean that we don't have homemakers in
Correct.
it. So that was the initial struggle. But then we opened with a big bang. We had 100 members, and that is the highest ever that a membership, an open chapter has been opened. And we had our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi.
Oh my
He
God.
actually opened our chapter. And there have been so many stories, right? Even around that, getting the people, getting the members to sign up. But I think it's been fabulous. And then I think my journey started with that. And post that, again, the other organizations which I've been part of. I think what I learned and what I wanted to do was actually create a space for women. And I felt that itself was lacking in the city. And I felt, women need a space where they can be themselves,
Yes.
where they can network, where they can learn. And I felt that women centric topics, you had other organizations, but they were not women centric. This was a space, a community where you could just be yourself, right? And I think that itself is amazing. And now today we are 800 plus members. So I think it's been a great journey.
What do you think were some of your early contributions that you have made to the organization?
So it's been a lot in the sense that, like I said, people didn't know about the organization. So I literally had to call up each and every member, explain to them what is YFLO. Not only that, I had small little meetings set up at other friends' house, at my friend's house. We called about 10 members, 15 members, where I was sitting and telling them what is YFLO about, what is the whole thing that we're going to be doing, what is it. That they're going to be learning events, they're going to be workshop. This is an organization which is already a national organization. We're just going to be a wing of it. We're opening a chapter in Gujarat. We had even members from Baroda at that time, Rajkot, Gandhinagar, and even forget calling. I also actually landed up going to my friends' houses and telling them, you better sign because this is something I'm starting and this is something actually very good. This is something which you would gain a lot from. And I think not only that, the entire structure, because nobody knew about the structure. So even sitting down, getting the structure done, when we had guests from Delhi coming in, entertaining them, and even to that extent, when we also had our Honorable Prime Minister, we had gone to his office to invite him. And when we had gone to his office to invite him, he told us something like, oh, Ravina Tandon's coming. You guys are more interested in actor and actresses rather. So when I told him no, I said the only reason she is coming is because you are there. And actually that was a fact. And I think even having him on the stage and social initiatives like the lace, we had to really work hard, go to Nabad, get our entire sponsorship done there. So all that has been a part of choosing who's going to come after me, choosing the entire succession plan. All that has been a part of my contribution.
So this journey from Ahmedabad to global, what have your learnings been?
So I feel one of the first thing that I learned was I think leadership is something like a servant leadership. So I think in India somehow that concept is still not there. But global when I went, the first thing I learned is servant leadership,
Explain.
which is
Yeah.
so the leadership is not about others serving you, it's about you serving your community and you serving your organization. It's not about what you can get from the organization,
Okay.
it is what you can give back to the organization.
Correct.
And I think that was a beautiful concept, something which I really kind of resonated with and something which I've now imbibed. So every time when I think, what am I going to do for the community? It is with the purpose of how am I going to serve the community? What is it that, how am I going to make the community go ahead? What is it that, do they need that? It's not about me any longer. It's about them.
It's about the larger purpose.
Exactly. So I think that itself is beautiful. And when you start doing that, you see amazing results.
Do you think this journey has shaped your personality?
Absolutely. I think a lot has been done there. I think first time when I got on stage, when I was a kid, I think elocution and debates, it's still your friends, your classmates, and you're okay with that.
Yeah.
But when you stand in front of an audience and you don't know them, and the prime minister is sitting, right there, and all the dignitaries are sitting there, you're absolutely shaking. But the confidence that grows from that, the exposure, and besides that, even when you keep on and on exposing yourself to a lot more global leaders, how they lead themselves, how do they carry themselves, what is their thought process, and not only that, even like the thought process. When I used to think that, oh, America, all women are so independent, all women are so, they have their lives laid out. But it's exactly not like that. There are times when I have actually met somebody who was not allowed to wear very short clothes, had to wear very long clothes, was a part of a church, had to get married to a man 10 years older to her, and her entire journey, how she came out of it. Now she has about 10 gyms all across America. So you hear such great stories, it somehow affects you, as a leader, as a person. And also we have something great in our, organization called forums. So which
Yeah.
is 5% learning, reflection on what you do the entire month. So I think when you go back, you never did that before, right? Now when you go back, you sit down, you do that 5% reflection, you share it with your friends, and then the feedback you get on it, it also makes you grow as a person. So I think the more you give, the more you receive.
Has anything been very challenging?
Oh yeah, definitely. So the journey is always challenging. Leadership journey is never easy, but it's a journey of responsibility. So whenever you put up a hand, you are being responsible, and that gives you power, but at the same time, like I said, a lot of responsibility. So I remember when I was the president of an EO organization, and COVID hit us. I had my entire plan laid out.
I'm
I
sure.
am somebody who likes to structure my entire 6 months, 8 months. I had the speakers planned out, I had these workshops planned out, and everything just went for a toss. I couldn't do anything because COVID hit me, and I had to reinvent myself. I had to reinvent the organization. I had to completely restructure it, and I did that. And you won't believe, it turned out to be one of the best years of EO. We got in more members, we flew to Maldives, and it's been a year which even the region talks about. So I think when challenges come at you, you just need to face them and think differently out of a box, and I think that just gets you through.
Today, when you're meeting so many global women, do you feel that it is still challenging?
Yes, absolutely. Because, I just interviewed somebody for my team, and she has 34 million followers. She's on YouTube. She has written about 18 novels, and she goes all around the world as speaker. She's been invited by China. So, it is challenging because you're interviewing her,
Yes.
and you do feel that little imposter syndrome which comes in, right? Which is very natural. But the thing is, I think you have to look deep within yourself And you have to realize that if you are there at this position, it is because of something in you which you can lead. Everybody cannot lead from the front. Some people lead from behind,
Yes.
some people lead in between. So I think you just have to have a lot of confidence in yourself, and challenges keep coming. See, even when you lead a team, right? Even you leading a team. So there are people where, you might tell them some responsibilities and it doesn't get done. And there are times when you may want certain things to happen and it does not happen. And you're stranded at that point. What to do? I think at that time you just pick up yourself, right? And you just go ahead. So failure is always a stepping stone. So I've learned that. I think it's so naturally now it comes to me that challenges come, but I always take it up with a smile because I always feel there's a hidden lesson behind it.
There's a saying that it's not about success, failure, and success. It's about failure to failure and the middle.
Exactly. And trust me, every time a challenge comes, it teaches you a lesson and it moves ahead. And that lesson is something which you hold on to.
In this tenure that I've had, there are a lot of people who say, ki, why should I really join YFLO? What will I really get out of it? So I want to understand from you, because you've been in this process in so long, that as a member, what do you think that a person can really take the most out of? And then as a working member, like a committee member, then what should they expect out of it? So what is your take on this?
So, firstly, I feel as a member, this is your space, right? When you come here, you're going to be meeting women from all ages, from all sectors, and not only that, also working women, people who are homemakers, and people who are entrepreneurs. So, firstly, you get that kind of a cohort which you do not get anywhere else. So, that's exposure. Secondly, there are a lot of these amazing workshops, YFLO does, Flow does. So there's always learning which happens. There's networking which happens. There's workshop. There are also, if you want to do service, I've also seen that like we had the Gram Shri and all these kind of projects happening.
Yes, we're doing a lot of it.
Exactly. So even that is there. So if you have that in mind, so I feel this is such a great package where you cannot get it anywhere else. This gives you a 360-degree perspective into every aspect of your life. The choice is on you. So I think even Flow is like a gym. You go to the gym, you decide which instrument you want to get on, which instrument you don't want to get on. So it's absolutely up to you. If you join and if you don't go, then you cannot crib and say that, I'm not gaining anything out of it. If you go, but choose whatever you want to go. You want to listen to a Bollywood star, go for that. We give you that. You want to listen to great political leaders, we do that. We have musical events where you can just dance and be yourself and have fun. There's great food, there's cookery, there's everything. I think there isn't anything that's not there, right? This workshop. Not only that, you also tend to go outside. You meet other ladies from the same organization, but different chapters all across.
You are your own brand, right? So if you're out there, so your brand is with you. So and even if you're not working, there's so many things that Pooja said that we can do.
Not only that, Neha, I feel that you need to do this for yourself more than anybody else.
Correct.
I think self-love is what we promote, and this is one part of it. If you go out there and you be out there, and you can just choose whatever you want to do.
Correct. So Pooja, you've had so many hats. You have your own brand. You have your own multi-designer studio. Then you've been a part of these organizations. And you manage your own house. Tell me, how are you doing it all?
I think it's very, very simple. I have my priorities very, very strong and correct. So for me, when my kids were small, at that point, when I was asked to lead the organization YFLO, I absolutely said no, because my son was 1 year old. And also at that time, I felt that my house was getting built. So my priority at that time was my family. And then at that point, I said, okay, I will take it up, but next year, once my house is done. So I don't regret on that. Today, when I look at my kids and I see how wonderfully they've grown up, what they're doing in life, I feel when they were younger, that's the time when I needed to give it to them. My entire life is there, right? I had to just cross it out, those few years where I had to work with them. Post that, I now, like you said, I have a brand, I have an organization I'm part of. And also when I am there, I'm 100% there. Like today, when I'm
Yes.
sitting here, I'm with you. I am not thinking about another 100 things at the back of my mind. So I think it's more of the quality of time which I'm spending rather than the quantity. So if I'm with my kids, even for half an hour, I'm 100% theirs. If I'm with my work, I'm 100% with my work. So I think that's one of the ways I balance out my life at least. So I don't have like, okay, 9 to 10 is work and 10 to 11 is family or 11 to 12. No, I don't have such kind of clear lines. I depend, on what is the need. But whenever I'm there with whoever I am, it is my 100%. So
That's
that's how I
very
work.
actually nice to hear, because I personally believe that there's nothing like work-life balance. You really can never have that balance,
Absolutely. It's a
right?
myth.
It's a myth. Tell me a mindset shift or a moment that you remember that clearly changed your perspective, maybe towards life or towards work. Can you remember something like that?
So I think when I was like, I applied for my global position and all that, right? And I have met these global leaders. And when I did apply for it, we had to go through an interview process and everything. And back of my mind, I was like, I'm not getting it, Though I had done a lot of leadership positions, regions and everything, but somehow something within me was like, no, but it just a calling came that no, you need to serve this role. And I had applied for it. And when the results came, that yeah, when they called up and they told me that Pooja, you've got through, at that point, I realized that, leadership is just about taking a bold step. It is also about putting up your hand. Like I said, it doesn't matter whether you fail or whether you don't fail, but at least that urge that I must do it, right? Half the people I feel do not take this step.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. How the people are so scared. The fear kills them before they even do it. So, my take and my way of thinking has changed so much that now I don't fear. I don't fear anything. It's okay. I can put up my hand. I can fail at it. But the fact is that at least I've tried. I don't have regrets in my life. So yeah, that perspective absolutely changed.
So tell me one thing. You started your brand when you were 50,
Yeah.
51. Tell me, I think it's very inspiring. Tell me firstly what motivated you to do that? And how can women today use that in their lives?
So I don't think so. Age is a factor. There are lots of women, there are lots of men also who actually start their life later because you have an entire experience behind you. You know what you want at that time. There's passion within you, so you kind of convert that. You've done a lot of things. Now you've realized that this is my passion and this is what I want to do in my future, or this is something which excites me. So, previously what you do is you tend to do a lot of things which you feel is what you should do, or maybe that is the reason, but that really doesn't give you the joy. The joy is what makes you grow. And I think that's what I wanted in my life, to grow as a person, because if I stop growing, then I stop living. So I really think that as a person, you shouldn't stop growing or stop learning. This is you, and this is what actually, makes your heart beat. I don't know, that what makes my heart beat. Every day I can learn. Every day I'll end up opening some masterclass, or I'll end up opening Mind Valley, or I'll end up opening YouTube or something. So every day I'm learning. Even when I visit a country, trust me, I have a whole plan of where to go, what to do, see the places, eat the food, the local food out there, and that's what makes me, I think, learn and grow. So I don't think so age is a factor. So I never actually think as numbers. I just think what next? How can I grow myself?
One thing you very beautifully said, people feel that this is what I want to do. But I feel that everybody is very lost initially. So somewhere or the other, we're all feeling that, okay, maybe this is what I want to do. And we don't really know what we want to do. So do you suggest, is there a way or something that people can really figure out what or how they really should go ahead in life?
So actually, I don't believe in any blueprint that, will give you exactly what you want to do. But I feel something which makes you get excited when you get up in the morning.
Correct.
Something which gives you joy when you've done it. Something when you reflect back and you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, I have done this. Something which also I think should go beyond you. It should give a purpose. Something which, also uplifts the society. Something like that. You just do that, trust me, and you'll know that's your purpose rather than just following the herd. I think being authentic and being true to yourself is the biggest gift you can give to yourself.
I feel also just exploring, no? If you
Yes,
really don't know what you're
absolutely.
doing, let's just explore more and
Yeah.
figure out.
So if you don't know what you're doing, I think just choose the 5 things which gives you joy. Start exploring that and then decide what you want to do. Otherwise, then you're stuck, And like I said, no, say yes to everything. Say yes to whatever you feel like and whatever gives you joy. Otherwise, if you don't grow, then you're stuck in life.
If you have to go back to your 25-year-old self, what one advice would you give her?
I think when I was 25 years old, I got married.
Is that the advice? Too early?
Yeah, I think probably, but no, not really. I think I have an amazing husband and he's been my support system. So I don't think I could have done better. And no, when I was 25, I think at that time I had a lot of fear, apprehension about what should I do in life, what shouldn't I do in life. And you wanted to please everybody at that point, right? You're at that young state where you just want to be, the pleaser and you just want to go around pleasing everybody and you forget yourself at that point. So I think when I go back to her, 25 years old, I would tell her just be happy.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, just please yourself and be happy. Rest, everything will follow.
The opposite actually kind of happened with me because when you're a person who doesn't want to please anybody at all, and then you see the backlash happening, so at that time you become a rebel.
Oh.
So it's literally the opposite, but I feel that both of them are wrong. Just like be yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. You just have to be authentic to yourself because nowadays I see a lot of women being authentic, especially the younger generation, and I really feel that's amazing.
Yeah, that's so true.
Exactly, right? They just know their boundaries. They know, okay, I will do this, but this is it. I'm not going to cross beyond that. We guys, like at least me, I would just let the boundaries cross because I was trying to please people. Yeah.
Pooja, I think it was wonderful. So many things I've learned from you today here. But it was fantastic, to have that elder sister telling you what is correct in life is always needed.
I don't know if what is correct in life, but like I said, you just have to be authentic and true to yourself. I think that's it. And life goes on.
And explore. And I feel understand yourself every day, right?
Every day.
A little bit more every day.
A little bit more. That's the way to grow. Understanding yourself, saying yes to things. Also, try getting out of that little comfort zone you are in. Join organization, meet people up, say yes to new things, learn new hobbies, explore new countries, Otherwise, so many times, Neha, you'll just see people going to these 5, 10 places and they're so happy.
Oh, yeah. I'm one of those. Always get your new place, right? Okay, so, when you say that, meet new people, there's this speaker we had, Ankur Variku, and he told us that you should actually, every month, try and meet one new person. It can be anybody. And just have that 5-minute conversation to understand that person's perspective. I think that was beautiful. That's something that stuck with me.
It is so important because when I go for all these global organizations, what I like to do is have one-on-one conversation with everybody. Just to understand that person, just to understand how the journey of that person is, what is that person doing in life, and what is it that can inspire me. So I feel whenever I meet somebody, it's like a mirror. I'm standing in front of a mirror and I can look into myself and I can observe, okay, this is what I need to imbibe and this is what is happening. So it's amazing. So that's why I always try to meet somebody one-on-one or a smaller group, because you tend to
Yes.
learn so much more when you're doing that. So I agree, you have to meet that one person and just listen to that person's journey. And then you realize, like, all of us together, right? We form a sisterhood. That's again something which I feel is so much lacking. If you see with two boys, they'll be like bro romance, bro brotherhood. Where do you see that with girls, right? They're always trying somehow, I feel, to put each other down.
I don't feel that anymore. I
It's
feel
not
girls
any
have
longer.
understood.
Girls,
Yeah.
younger, yes, but that's what I feel like going ahead. You know, we as women, if we start promoting other women, we start
Yes.
giving position of power to other women, we start cheering other women, and we are like, oh my God, right? Like you do that wonderfully, Neha. I absolutely admire that in you. You know, you go ahead, you cheer other women, I cheer other women.
Yes.
If all of us start doing that,
What else?
trust me, just imagine the way the world will go.
Okay, on that note, everybody, let's just do that a bit more now. Thank you so much, Pooja. It was wonderful having you here.
It's always great to be in your company, Neha.
It was wonderful, Pooja. Thank you so much.
Thank you.